யாதம் உரே யாவரும் கேடீர்.
செம்மொழி வலையொலி யூடியூப் சேனல். இந்த சேனலின் மூலமாக, அந்த வலையொலியின் மூலமாக பல்வேறு தகவல்களை தினந்தோறும் நாங்கள் வழங்கி கொண்டிருக்கக்கூடிய அந்த நிலையில் முழுமையாக கண்டு பார்க்கலாம்.
That this episode about the estrangement between Pagan and Kannagi, that is his wife's name, is an actual historical occurrence is borne out by the fact that apart from Paranar, 3 more poets, including the formidable Kabilar, have full-length poems on it. Kabilar wants to know from him who that woman is. Nadi irum silambin சீரூர் ஆங்கண் வாயில் தோன்றி வாழ்த்தி நின்று நின்னும் நின் மலையும் பாட இன்னாது இகுத்த கண்ணீர் நிறுத்தல் செல்லாள் முலையகம் நனைப்ப விம்மி குழல் இணைவது போல் அழுதனல் பெரிதே. Making many offerings to their God, the Kuravar would pray, let clouds crowd round the hill, and when it ceaselessly rains, let crowds rise above. As rain changes its course, they would happily eat the millet from the fields on the slopes of your hill. Pagan, you have swift horses, wage angry wars, and give generously. Who is that pathetic woman? Yesterday, as my kith and kin, tired of its trip across the wasteland, felt hungry, we stood before a house outside the small town on the huge hill where the stream sounds like the beating drum, sang your glory and your hills. She couldn't stop her ominous tears from wetting her breast and wept bitterly like a mournful flute. Arisil Kedar's advice to Pagan is more open and offensive. அன்னவாக நின் அருங்கல வெறுக்கை அவை பெறல் வேண்டேம் அடுப்போர் பேக, he says. We don't like to receive your generously given wealth of jewels. Pagan of bloody battles, when I sing with my small yawl, playing the Sevvali pun, the glory of your good hilly land, if you desire to give a present with love, let your horses be yoked to your tall swift chariot, my lord, so that your woman, pitiably weak, grief-stricken, may with sweet smoke perfume her soft, densely gathered up hair, resembling a peacock's tail lifted by the wind, and wear a cool, fragrant garland. Emphasizing the beauty of her hair that has been left unwashed and undecorated because of her inconsolable grief, Perunkundur Kedar makes a similar plea. He tells the king, Kanmuzhai Aruvi Panmalai Neendi Siriyali Sevvali Panni Vandadai Karvan Innurai Tamiyal Kela நெருநல் ஒரு சிறை புலம்பு கொண்டு உறையும் அரிமதர் மழைக்கண் அம்மா அறிவை நெய்யோடு துறந்த மையிருங்கூந்தல் மண்ணுரு மணியின் மாசர மண்ணி புதுமலர் கங்கல இன்று பெயரின் அதுமன் எம் பரிசில் ஆபியர் கோவே. If we have come to you playing the Sevvali pun on a small yawl, having crossed many hills where streams roll down rocky caves, the gift we desire from you is your going with us today to her, so that king of Abir, the lady who mourning all alone, her eyes red, proud, cool, her skin pale and lovely, was listening yesterday to the sound of sweet drops of water rain, may wash her pitch dark hair untouched by oil, making it spotless as the polished blue stone, and wear a mass of fresh flowers strung together. It is Avvaiyar, having 33 poems to her credit in Purananuru alone, who seems to have enjoyed an extraordinary social standing. There is a unique piece said to have been addressed to the big three of her time when they were all gathered together. They are bluntly told that they should behave like kings. In another poem, Avvaiyar observes how a chieftain is extremely discriminating in his treatment of poets and his enemy kings. He is sweet to poets, just as an elephant settling into the water to clean his white tusks at a bathing site is to the little children whom it allows to play with it, whereas he is bitter to his enemies, just as that elephant becomes dangerous to touch when it runs amok. This is a poem by Avvaiyar. ஊர்க்குறு மாக்கள் வெண்தோடு கழாலின் நீர்த்துறை படியும் பெருங்களிறு போல இனியவை பெரும எமக்கே மற்றதன் துன்னரும் கடாம் போல இன்னாய் பெரும நின் ஒன்னாதோர்க்கே. The elephant lies down in the water ghat as the children of the town wash its white tusks. You are that sweet, O great Lord, to us, but it can't be neared when it runs amok. You are that harmful, O great Lord, to foes. It may not be irrelevant to note here that Ramanuja makes use of the same simile in his commentary on the Bhagavad Gita to describe Vishnu's love for the virtuous and his ruthless treatment of the wicked. The story goes that Adiyaman Nedumananji sent Avvaiyar as an envoy to Thondaiman, and there is a poem packed with irony. She is reported to have sung when Thondaiman proudly displayed his armory to her. இவ்வே பீலி அணிந்து மாலை சூட்டி கண் திரள் நோன்கால் திருத்தி நெய் அணிந்து கடியுடை வியர்நகர் அவ்வே அவ்வே பகைவர் குத்தி கோடு நுதி சிதைந்து கொல்துறை குற்றிலமாதோ என்றும் உண்டாயின் பதம் கொடுத்து இல்லாயின் உடன் உண்ணும் இல்லோர் ஒக்கல் தலைவன் அண்ணல் எம் கோமான் வைநுதி வேலே. These weapons are placed in the guarded, spacious king's place, adorned with peacock feathers, weathered, their thick strong stems beautified, anointed with melted butter. Those weapons of Adiyaman are ever lying in the blacksmith's small hut, as their tips and joints are broken, piercing the foes. The sharp-tipped lances of my worthy king, leader of the poor kin, who when there is much will give food, when there is little will share his own. Avvaiyar's remarks are bitterly sarcastic, and she makes bold to hint at the fact that Adiyaman's weapons are overused in frequent battles, whereas Thondaiman's, rarely required, can be publicly exhibited. Even when her dearest patron, Nedumananji, whose praises she has sung in many poems, delays granting her gifts, Avvaiyar doesn't mind teaching him a lesson. Kaduman thondral Nedumananji தன் அறியலன்கொல் என் அறியலன்கொல் அறிவும் புகழும் உடையோர் மாய்ந்தன வருந்தலை உலகமும் அன்றே அதனால் காவினம் கலனே சுருக்கினம் கலப்பை மரம்கொல் தச்சன் கைவல் சிறார் மழுவுடை காட்டகத்தற்றே எத்திசை செல்லினும் அத்திசை சோரே. Man standing guard over the palace, you do not close the gate to the bards who lead the life of pleading for gifts with a sense of dignity, and who sow the seeds of wise words in the ears of the generous, and have the strength of heart to achieve what they desire. Does not the king with swift horses Nedumananji know himself? Does he not know me? This world is not poor enough to let the wise and the famed die. So we collect our ornaments and pack up our equipment as the hand-skilled children of a carpenter who cuts trees go to the forest with an axe. We go into the world, and where we go, there we will have rice. It is Perinjitranar who stands on his dignity and asserts his rights on more than one occasion. He gives a gruesome account of his poverty-stricken life when he pleads with Kumanan to alleviate the suffering of his kith and kin, but doesn't hesitate to add, உயர்ந்தேந்து மறுப்பின் கொள்களிரு பெரினும் தவிர்ந்து விடு பரிசு கொள்ளலன் உவந்து நீ இன்புற விடுதியாயின் சிறிது குன்றியும் கொள்வல் சுடர்வேல் குமண அதற்பட அருளல் வேண்டுவல் விரல் புகழ் வசையில் விழுத்தினை பிறந்த இசைமேந்தோன்றல் நிற்பாடிய யானே. But I won't receive a killer tusker with big rising tusks gifted reluctantly. I will accept, gifted sweetly and swiftly, a thing small as a kundri. Kumanan with a sharp spear, O revered prince, born in a family famed and blameless, I who sang your glory request you to bless me with that pleasure. When a chieftain called Veliman doesn't treat him properly, the poet teaches him a lesson by asking him to take the elephant given to him by Kumanan. இரவலர் புரவலை நீயும் அல்லை, புரவலர் இரவலர்க்கு இல்லையும் அல்லர், இரவலர் உண்மையும் காண் இனி, இரவலர்க்கு ஈவோர் உண்மையும் காண் இனி, நின் ஊர் கடிமரம் வருந்த தம் துயரம் பிணித்த நெடுநல் யானை எம் பரிசில் கடுமான் தோன்றல் செல்வல் யானே. You too are not the one that supports bards. Bards are not in want of patrons. Realize now there are bards. Realize now there are also those that support bards. The huge tusker, handsome, tied to your land's guarded tree, which is hurt by it, is my gift to you. Prince of a swift horse, I am gone. Perinjitranar was not prepared to accept the gift given by Adiyaman Nedumananji without seeing him. குன்றும் மலையும் பலபின் ஒழிய வந்தனன் பரிசில் கொண்டனன் செலர்க்கு என நின்ற என் நயந்து அருளி ஈது கொண்டு ஈங்கணம் செல்க தான் என என்னை ஆங்கு அறிந்தனனோ தாங்கரும் காவலன் காணாது ஈத்த இப்பொருட்கு யானோர் வாணிகப் பரிசலன் அல்லேன் பேணி திணையணைத்தாயினும் இனிது அவர் துணையளவு அறிந்து நல்கினர் விடினே. Leaving behind many hills and mountains, I came to return with the presents. Taking pity on me, he told his men, let him accept this and leave. But how did this ruler, hard to stop by enemies, know me? I am not a bard on business to accept this sent without his seeing me. It would be sweet even if bards are given a single millet seed and sent after their credentials are known. The poem by Kaniyan Pungundran, known for its cosmopolitan outlook, famously expressed in its first line, to us all towns are one, all men our kin. Yadum ure yavarun kelir. This poem ends on an equally wise note. Periyorai viyathalum ilame, siriyorai ighazal adaninum ilame. We marvel not at greatness of the great, still less despise we men of low estate. The poet contends that since this much praised life of ours is but a fragile raft that goes on as fates ordain, there is no point in extolling the greatness of the highly placed or in censuring the lowly. Though the reason that he gives may not be acceptable to some, the decision that he takes on that basis is to be noted. That implies that he is not going to be intimidated by the mighty, however highly placed they may be. Poets are called the fountain heads of wisdom by Socrates. Here is a galaxy which deserves that kind of tribute. These Sangam poets considered it their duty to advise the rulers, even at the risk of losing their patronage. That they enjoyed the right to do so is abundantly clear from the poems included in Purananuru. Thank you.